What kind of juicy goss are we going to get into today?
Dun, dun, dun,
Holy
dun,
shit.
dun, dun, dun.
The thought of someone not speaking their mind, the thought of someone telling me something that they think I want to hear
Oh my God.
is just appalling to me.
That might be my least favorite thing. And I think, that's like when people tell me I'm someone who's like very understanding. And I don't feel like I am. I actually feel like I'm very judgmental. But I think that's the thing. Like there's nothing somebody could say that would shock me because I always want the truth. It's only when they don't tell me the truth that I'm like, don't lie. Like you could tell me anything and I'm there for it as long as you're telling me the truth.
Yeah, no, that's exactly right.
But it's
so
like
easy
I'll
to
still
deal with
judge
reality,
it.
man.
Yeah, but it's like I like to hear the truth.
Yes.
I don't like when people try to pretend to be the
don't
stereotype that are made because the stereotypes that are made are so like fragile. They're so fake and archetypal.
I say that in like total affirmation and agreement. However, when I got rejected not that long ago by someone of the opposite sex, I didn't like when she told me the truth.
Yeah.
I
that's different.
actually hated that evening.
That's
it was
a different
terrible
type of
evening.
thing.
Because she had to tell me her truth because I told me mine.
I told me mine.
I told her my truth, and she didn't like that very much because I was just being me, and I thought, she would just love that. And anyway, it doesn't matter.
I know.
The
Some
truth
people-
hurts, man. The truth stings. I might want it, but it doesn't mean I'm going to like it.
What I'm learning is that I think that if I'm my genuine self, if I'm my genuine self, everyone's going to like it. But the truth is, obviously, I'm not everyone's cup of tea.
Well, that is what I think that's what's
right?
frustrating about it, is you have this impression. It's like, I can't go wrong by just being, if I really am being honest and myself. And I'm not saying like, honestly, I'm an asshole. So if I'm an asshole, I'm being honest. No, I'm saying like being vulnerable and honest with who you are and the things you like and the actions you take that, aren't negatively affecting other people. Anyway, instead of like catering your passions that you're communicating to other people or like your interests in a way that's like hopefully going to be received better by them so you make friends, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Anyway, I think I'm not even high yet, but I lost my train of thought.
No, your point is that when you're being your natural self and you get rejected, it's funny.
When I'm my natural self, I have this thing, because that's the lesson. Everyone is always like, you're always working to be your natural self. And then to be your natural self and still face rejection when you just feel like you want validation so you get, more of a feeling like you want to do it next time, that's tough.
Yes. I relate a lot of things in life to climbing and surfing, but the one thing in climbing, because as an adult, it's something I'm new to and I struggle with. Some days I show up and I'm like insane at the gym and I'm like doing things I've never done. And I'm like, that's what I equate to being like my natural self. Like I'm there, I'm focused, and I'm just crushing it. And I'm like, this is my ability. Look at how good I can be when I'm just like here and focused and whatever. Oh my God.
These are good points. And those are good
And
dogs.
my point is that when I show up at the gym and I can't do the same routes I did the last time, it's so easy for me to go into that spiral to be like, oh, I'm not as good as I thought I was. I'm not all these things. Where it's like the reality is it's like, no, just some days it's not your day. Some people aren't going to like you. Even when you're being your natural self, you're not always going to get a W. And that's something that the older I get, I'm so glad I'm learning because those failures used to take me back to the lab to be like, I need to change to be more me. And now I'm discovering me is decided by me in my own lab with no one else around. When I go out into the world and I get feedback, it's up to me if I want to take that home and change it. But not everyone is going to like the natural me, which makes sense. I don't like everybody. There are people who I meet who I'm like, I like who they are for themselves. I don't like them. I don't want to spend time with them.
Yeah.
But I respect who they are and I respect like their values and whatever.
Like, thank God they're just being them.
Yes.
But go be you somewhere else because I just don't really want you to be you near me.
The amount of times we watch people on YouTube or whatever and we're like, I hate that person, but I love that they're doing something unique.
All right, you two.
Yep, it's done.
It's over.
Winry! That's it. In the cave. Go.
Oh, no.
Go.
I hate to hear it.
I'm going to let you out in a little bit, okay? I promise.
If you guys just play quiet,
You can stay out.
you can stay out.
Winry does get a treat because that is sad.
Now that's a nice idea. Does she want one of her bones to chew on in there? A couple toys, keep her company. While you're grabbing her toy, I have Well, you just said that, you might not like someone else's natural self, but you also might not like when you're being honest and trying to actually work on yourself and do some self-discovery, you might not like your own natural self actually. Like you might find yourself at a certain point in life where the natural you might naturally be a few things you want to work on. And so that's also where it kind of sucks ass to be your natural self, because other people might not like you, but you might not like yourself too.
Yeah. I think that's that lab thing that I'm talking about, where it's you have this place where you're trying new things out and you're trying to figure out what is the best version of you that you take out. And I think that every day, dude, I say this all the fucking time. It's we pay doctors to do research on cancer. We've been doing that for 50 fucking years. They've made better chemo, I'm sure. But there's not a cure in sight. Or if there is, the government is just keeping it. My point is this. Those motherfuckers do research every day to things that end up leading to nowhere. That's the same way humans should every human being should try to do the same idea with their own abilities. With yourself. Who am I supposed to be? And I should be doing research every time I go out on who I am and what I want to be and moving forward. It never ends is my point. This idea that one day I'm just going to cure who Jake is and be now I'm me. It's it never is going to end.
Yeah, it's not as simple. It's not I'll be rich and famous, then I'll be happy.
Yeah,
no,
none of it.
That's not true. You will always be working. There's no point you get to where you're done.
Oh, no, but I will. If I became rich and famous, I would be happier than everyone else.
I know.
There's definitely a thought. That voice is still there. It's still back there.
It.
Yeah.
You can't escape it.
It's
no matter how aware of it you are. But it is hard to have compassion on yourself when you're facing yourself as truthfully as you can, I think. And, man, I found that, just like you were saying, you go back to the rock climbing gym and you can't fucking do a route you did the day before or a few days before, and it's what the fuck is going on? I recently started doing, in the last several months, I've kind of been working through breath work. Oh, I got to put this right up here. Huh? Is it working? And, doing some Wim Hof stuff. You know that is? Have I told you about that shit? Yeah. I like Wim Hof. He's cool. I haven't read any of his books or know too much of what he's spouting, but I know enough that I wanted to start following some of his guided breathwork stuff on YouTube and whatnot. Anyway, my point is this. His routine is you'll do a session where it's you do these deep breaths, 30 deep breaths, and hold your breath for a minute. And then you do 30 deep breaths and hold your breath for a minute and a half, and then do it again and hold it for a minute and a half, and then you're done. And I've never tried that before. The first time I tried it, I don't think I could hold it for a minute. That first retention, I don't think I could hold it. And then I could hold it longer after you it's cool because you can do a minute. You're I couldn't even make a minute, and do 30 more breaths, and you make it past him. And you're that's cool. I can see progress. Anyway, I did it. One of my friends introduced it to me, and I thought it was pretty cool. So I kept working on it. And not that long later, after not that much work, I held my breath for 2 minutes and 30 seconds one day, and I've never fucking done that in my life. It was a wild thing. And that was a while ago. That was months ago. And then after that, I have not been able to do. I struggle with the baseline minute again. All of a sudden, I can't get back to it, man. I don't know what changed, and I'm in my head about it. It's psychological. It's a little bit irrelevant of a point I'm making, but it has to do with that rock climbing comment you made, and it's just driving me fucking nuts.
Oh, I think.
But I'm just trying to have compassion on myself. The point is to just do it, not to get to a place. It's about I'm not trying to push myself in pain to be able to hold my breath longer. What I'm doing is just what I can that day in that realm of work.
Yes. I think the easiest, in summation of the point that we're making, is you can spend your entire life training to be more like yourself, and you'll get glimpses of who you are and be that's the one. Mm-hmm. And then you're working towards that over and over again. But the incremental growth that you're seeing on the averages is raising. But those insane days, at the climbing gym when you're just insane, you're crushing it. That I do believe to be that's me when I'm in my zone, when I'm genuinely me. I'm not focused on all these other things. And I feel the same way where the majority of the time is kind of some version of rejection, or some version of failure, or some version of learning how to be better when everything isn't perfect. And when it comes down to interacting with other people, it's that feeling of going to the gym and not being able to do what you did before and being that was a good day. Mm-hmm. That was a good day because that's leading to the day where I come in and a 4 is possible on an average. And the 6s, the 6 levels are my great days. But the point is that those rejections, even from other people, when you're being yourself, are productive. Where it is counterproductive to me is going out every day and being like, how do I chameleon to this person's personality type so they think that I am X, Y, and Z, instead of just being like, this is what I am, take it or fucking leave it. And reality is that kind of rejection hurts more when you're like, take it or leave it. Like when I get rejected when I'm being a chameleon, I'm like, that wasn't even fucking me anyway. So it's like so many layers of not losing. You can rationalize it so easily. When you go out there, it's like when it's the same way when you play music or you're trying to do comedy and you just don't hit, and you're just like, fuck, man. It just sucks because that's like you at your core, like trying to impress people. When the reality is some crowds suck. Or some vibes, like some nights are bad. Like I played 2 gigs this week, Monday and Tuesday. Monday and Tuesday. For me, the gig felt exactly the same, but it was wildly different, the response. And I'm like, some things are just out of your control. However, I felt like my performance and who I was both gigs was solid. Meaning, like, I'm not walking away from that second gig like, oh, man, what the fuck do I need to change? It's like, you go full steam ahead with what you've been doing because the majority of the time you're fucking crushing. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, that's like a hard thing when it's so funny when you think about it in terms of music and in terms of comedy and performative art or whatever, because you're like, that's like my honest self. To me, that isn't. There's still a level of performance there where when I am being me and I say something and somebody completely rejects it, just in like a one-on-one conversation, that is where I struggle the most, being like, oh shit, am I completely wrong? My baseline is I'm wrong.
Oh, yeah.
I am so afraid that all of a sudden I'm going to wake up and be like, I've been seeing this wrong for so long. And all my friends are around me being like, can you believe Jake still does this and doesn't know or whatever, you know? The same way I have friends who do funny things that, like, I'll talk about it with my other friends. Be like, can you believe he still does that shit? Like, where's the point where I have a blind spot that I can't see what I am, you know? Does that exist? It has to.
Well, I think that's why it's important to always accept. Like, I don't think you should be walking around with a bunch of self-doubt all the time, but I think it's important to choose the different functional beliefs in your life that, like, help you get along day to day, and then always recognizing that there's room for error in any direction you're going. But, like, it's just about being flexible, man. It's about going with the flow. It's like if I bump into something in my life all of a sudden that is at odds with something a belief I've held or an opinion I've had up to that point, and I like want to keep my feet planted when I'm less firm than the thing I'm running into, which is the truth. That's just embarrassing. What am I trying to accomplish? Like, I'm going to try and bend the world to me. What the fuck does that do for anybody? You just have to be willing to accept reality as it comes to you in pieces every day in different ways through people, whether it be social things or like factual, who fucking cares, spiritual things.
Yes. Because what's funny about everything you just said, the don't give a fuck mentality can also work backwards. It can be retroactive to what you're trying to do in a way where, like, I don't give a fuck what people think. I don't give a fuck, but, you know, whatever it might be. Like swearing is a good example. Something that we both talked about where I swear so much and I'm, like, starting to sound stupid. Yeah, to me, I don't like it.
Yes.
I don't give a fuck if somebody's going to judge me personally for that. Because that's like a really shallow thing, I think, to judge someone on. But for me, I'm like, you can do better. It's the same way when you're trying to make songs that sound like cheesy pop songs or write corny-ass jokes that are like for shock value. It's like the low-hanging fruit I just don't want. I want to genuinely be the version of me that isn't easy.
Well, and I'm my harshest critic. I'm the one that always knows the most, usually, I guess, when I am not doing something that I want to do. Like, we feel very similarly about this, but my language and I say like too much, fuck me, and I swear too much, fuck me. So, I don't know. I know that. Like, I know that feels the way it feels, and I want to change that for me, so I feel differently. It's just you are your best judge and critic, and only you can go inside.
Dude, it's like I want to get my points across as best I can, and I think where's your value lie in your language, right? And I think swearing is something that I will always do, and I don't think swearing means really much of anything.
It's not inherently bad. No, I don't.
But
believe
if it's
that.
getting in the way of what I think is the most valuable part of my speech,
yeah,
get it the fuck out of there.
Or if it's any sort of crutch, like if I'm leaning on it, I lean on it. That's what it is. I lean on it for comedy, for music, for payoffs,
all of it. Yeah.
And then you just overuse it, and then you're leaning on something and dependent on something that you got to get away from.
Man, I'm so tired of being dependent on things, man.
On anything, man.
And I just am. I wake up in the morning and I need that cup of Joseph. And speaking of needing things.
Yeah, how is Joseph? I mean, you guys going strong? You and him dating and
yeah, I love
things
him.
Are good?
I love him.
Starting the morning off with a cup of Joseph every day. Just a big gulp of Joe.
I just slurped that down.
Yeah.
Speaking of, should we go do this?
We got to rip that janky, but before we do, on your point about the climbing gym,
yeah.
Like, what is the alternative other than feeling like you did your best that day and that was exactly what needed to happen, even if you didn't climb the route you needed to? Like, in that analogy of the climbing gym, what is the alternative there? To beat yourself up and thereby make yourself feel worse, which doesn't really have any pathway that leads to, like, you being, like, there is no direction that goes that's better for you. To beat yourself up, and so is the alternative then to stop going, to be discouraged, so you stop going altogether?
Yes.
And stop climbing? Like,
I think that's definitely...
There is no positive alternative other than to accept it as exactly what it was. Like a day in the gym of, like, you putting your efforts towards something that you really care about and doing your best and then trying to learn from it.
For sure. I think that logical way of thinking about it is not always as easily accessed when you're really disappointed in your failures. Meaning, like, when I'm at the gym and I'm like, I did this last time. Why can't I fucking do this time? And then I'm just like, am I just, like, getting older? Like, I'll start to, like...
Do you mean being 30 years old and still not knowing what I want to do with my life?
Exactly. I'll, like, hit these metrics where I'm like, maybe I'll never get better than this. Maybe I
just try something else and you can be good at that thing.
Exactly.
You just haven't found your thing yet.
Start
a million things.
The reality is the things that I was good at when I was young, I'm always going to be good at now. And that has remained true. I'm still very decent at hockey.
Jacking off. Oh.
And jacking off. And I am still very talented at surfing. But it's like, I know I'll never go pro in those because I know those sports so well. Whenever I try something new, I'm like, maybe this is the thing that I never knew was going to break for me. When the reality is that everything takes a massive amount of time. The only thing I know to be true now is that, like, what is it, 10,000 hours? Is that how many hours it is to be good at something?
Yeah, I believe.
To be an expert?
Malcolm Gladwell told me that once.
Where I think that is the truth, and that includes hours of absolute fucking phenomenal greatness and many more hours of being ready to quit, being on the verge of quitting. And, like, I hate to sound like these inspirational broken records because that's not what I like. I hate inspirational shit. But the goddamn truth is when I'm failing nowadays, I'm just like, that's just par for the fucking course. Like, buckle up, kid. Like, stop being a pussy and just fight through it. That's the only way through. The only way through is through you can sit around and complain about it and you know, be disappointed in who you are. But at the end of the day, you have complete autonomy to make your own decisions. And I think, you know, for climbing, to use this analogy, it's like, I just keep showing up.
Which is the only thing that matters.
Yes, and I've looked up ways to get better, and I try them, and honestly, there's a lot of regression, and then all of a sudden you'll find a boost of progression.
Find the things you love, and then just keep showing up. Don't find the things that you think other people will like. Don't find the things... Like, I've just done it so many different ways, but finally... Quite literally in my late 20s is when I really started to catch on to this. Meaning catch on to the things that I liked. Like, it took me so long, man. For so long, I was just convinced, or not even convinced. I was just persuaded, influenced. I don't know, man. Just I feel so much pressure from, like, there's familial pressure, and then there's cultural pressure from where you live and things to be interested in. And then growing up as a Mormon, there was definitely, like, a Mormon pressure in that culture to do certain things and have a certain life trajectory, and it's just so easy to, like, buy into other people's narratives or paths for your life. Or even at school, like going to BYU, and, like, they did such a good job of, like, molding my mind to think that, like, this is where you want to go and this is how you get there. Yeah. And it was never where do you want to go, let's help you get there. It was, where do you want to go? I don't know. I think this is how you could possibly, this is how you'll be the happiest, and this is how you get there. It's like they almost pretend to ask you, but they don't really. They just push you down the course. Anyway, in my late 20s, finally, I'm just deciding, oh, this is what I love. Music, psychedelics, weed,
Yeah.
the comedy, who cares? And now I'm just going to keep showing up, even if every day is some sort of failure or another. At least I'm failing in a direction that's just really fun for me.
I know, man. It's such a beautiful thing to be an American.
Oh my God, the privilege in what we're talking about right now
Yeah.
is insane. Let's just mention that real quick before we go get rippy.
I'm like, not to be these people that's like, we get it, and that allows us. It's like, no, the goddamn truth is the fact that I can choose at 26 to just keep doing what I liked as a 16-year-old.
We're the luckiest kids in the world, man.
And make money doing it, and have parents who have the flexibility to be there for me in many ways.
Yeah, if
but
you
the
ever
point
fucked
is,
up bad enough, there is the net is eternal for us.
It's insane, and I'm aware of that. But on top of that, it's like I'm going to therefore use that to try to do what I love.
Hopefully,
Man, because like we're saying right now, where why on earth did I keep committing to all these different, or keep trying to commit to other people's ideas of what reality is and what reality should be, when it's like, the fact of the matter is, you just got to do what you think is right. And like, the point is too, like, to take it once again back to the gym, when you're at the gym and you're failing, there's nobody there who's like, you know what, you should quit. Like, you're just alone, and you're like, should I quit? And then you're like, why? What would that benefit me? All these different things. Where in school, and in so many other aspects of my life, there was a figure who was supposed to be some kind of leader figure or mentor who was kind of like, let's push you this direction because this isn't the right thing for you. It's like, my little brother playing basketball. It's like, he's not going to go pro, and so they're already like trying to pivot. He's not going to be a pro. Well, then how about finance? It's like, just let the kid exist for a little bit longer.
No time.
No.
Life is about productivity. Life isn't about existing. This isn't an existence. This is a predictance.
It's just
this is a productivity instance.
It's so stupid because he hasn't even understood or rationalized what it means to leave behind basketball. That's the thing that I think.
Man, it's so scary as a kid too, man. It's like my high school girlfriend that I didn't know if I should marry or not. And if I didn't marry, did I mess up for the rest of my fucking life from when I was 16 years old? It's so stupid how you think when you're 16 years old, and for people to not help you.
People forget, one of Dumbledore's greatest quotes is, the failure of age is forgetting what it's like to be young.
Big time, man.
And I think that's the thing, watching Tate going through it now, is he's trying to totally pivot and change his whole life goal. From his whole life, literally everything he's ever known is, I want to be a basketball player. And then all of a sudden it just wasn't working, and no one could really help him in the way he needed to be helped. And I was around, but it's like, it's hard to be an older brother in that situation, because you're just like, do what you want, do what you like. And within that, he's like thinking that I'm trying to direct him somewhere, and I'm like, no. But it's like, I get it. I get how that feels to be like, is Jake subliminally telling me to quit basketball? But the point is that it's a loss. I remember when I stopped playing hockey, how empty I felt for weeks and months, in fact, until I found surfing. I went through a really hard patch in my freshman year of high school, and my parents, and not to their, not in any kind of chagrin towards them, but they didn't know that I was going through it because I told them I wanted to quit hockey, right? And it's like, for them, they were like, he wants to quit, that's fine. But within that, quitting that was like the biggest, it was such a loss, it was decimating. It just destroyed me because I had nothing to fill all that time, and the passion and the energy, and like every single week I was playing 3 to 4 times a week. The point is that I should have kept, if I knew what I know now, I should have just kept playing, just lowered how seriously I'd taken it. Right? It's like, that's what I've learned getting older now, is like, anytime something isn't like, I don't want it to be like my everyday all the time, I don't even try to eliminate things anymore. I'm like, oh, it just needs to fill a different role in my life. I need to add something new. And I think when I look at a lot of people, especially our age now, who are like completely changing their lives because they were like, go to high school, get into the best college, get the best job. And now they're 27, 28, and they're like, I hate my job. I want to go work on a farm, or I want to go travel the world, or whatever. And I'm like, that's what you should do. Just know when you come back that traveling and seeing the world isn't going to just go on forever. That, like, my point is that the everyday things are the things that I think have the most long-lasting impact on your life. For me, at least. Like, what do I do day after day that I just enjoy? And that matters to me and me alone. It's not, like you were saying, it's not productive. It doesn't like get me anywhere to go to the climbing gym. It's a $100 loss. It's a net loss every month. That will never make me money. I will never make money on climbing. It's $100 to a gym membership that's just going down the drain, and I don't give a fuck because it makes me happy. Every time I buy a surfboard, it's a $700 net loss. There's nothing productive about surfing except how happy it makes me.
And just as long, it depends how you're.
And then
include your definition.
What is exactly where are your values and what are you doing?
Yeah. And I really value that joint you just rolled for us. So let's fucking get stoned.
A few moments later.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that's right. I said it. They might kill you, but there's no fucking way they're killing me.
You fucking fuckers.
You fucking fuckers.
All right,
man. I gotta say that I do feel so good right now, man.
I feel pretty nuts.
I feel that cereal milk in my toes and in my middle finger and in my elbows. That's all true, man. I'm just speaking it as I feel it.
I wonder if this is how dogs feel all the time.
Just thinking about their different joints.
Just feel pumped. Like they're just like, life is sick.
Well, probably not Winry right now.
No, Winry's sad.
Shit, Winry's in a cage, man.
I felt bad. Went and looked at her, said hi to her, and I was like, oh, you got to cut that out.
So what do you think it feels? But I do need to know. Could we even maybe look it up? What do dogs... First of all, how do dogs think? And then on top of that, what the fuck do dogs feel when they get high? Like when my dog has gotten high. Or anyone's dog has gotten high. Like when one of them ate a
Dude, I think they just have like creative thoughts for the first time in their life.
I don't know, man. I am going to look it up. How would I search this?
Wait, what happens?
How do dogs think? Dogs think.
I don't know, man. That's good mythical morning.
What? Yeah. What is your dog actually thinking? Brain scan gives glimpse. If we could just start that. You couldn't possibly. I know it. You know what? We're not going to do it. What do dogs think movies are?
Yeah, well, even like an elevator, right? I think about that with dogs. Dogs who travel in elevators. I'm like, what do you think is happening?
What happens when dogs get high? Dogs in elevators? Look, a dog in an elevator. No, that's not. He's just leaning against the door.
Wait, let's check out that video, though.
That's pretty good. That seems like what?
Yep.
Well, it might be inappropriate for some users.
I wish to proceed.
You've been warned.
Come here.
This guy is high as a kite after getting his paws on some marijuana. Same with this fella.
Angel, come here. Come here.
He has difficulty walking straight after wolfing down a marijuana chocolate bar.
Oh.
Videos like these posted on YouTube show what happens when dogs accidentally eat food laced with pot.
What did you get into? Was it a cookie? Was it a special cookie?
Now that medical marijuana is legal in 23 states, pot-infused edibles are more common than ever. And scenarios like these are happening more and more.
No.
Nobody knows that better than Sam Smeltzer and his 10-year-old
What's with these people filming their
Roscoe,
dogs?
who ate some of Sam's medical marijuana-infused coconut oil that had dripped on the floor.
Suddenly I hear licking and look down and I was like, oh no, no, Rasco, no.
If anyone has
After about an
marijuana
hour,
coconut oil,
Rasco
it's
was
that
stoned
guy,
up,
dude.
Stumbling around.
He's, wibbling back and forth and looking at us and his eyes are all glazed.
Unfortunately, sometimes it's not an accident. This knucklehead blows pot smoke directly into a pooch's face.
What are we watching?
Not nice. Veterinarian Dr. Jeff Werber says if your dog ingests pot, call your vet because there's a good chance they ate way too much.
They're not going to look at the plate of brownies and say, oh, let me see, I think I should only have just one. They're all gone.
It's a great dog impression.
This is the Green Goblin.
That was a great dog impression.
This guy's going to become a villain for the greater good.
I just can't believe all this video we were seeing. I mean, honestly, I do actually have a video of a dog I know on an edible.
That was
so I myself could participate.
Silly and funny.
That was honestly amazing, but it didn't tell me what their brains were doing.
I don't know if we can even fucking know that.
Hey, that might be true, but someone's probably lying about knowing it. So anyway, the effects in you versus your dog doesn't matter. Oh no, see, look, someone's pretending to know. That's what I'm talking about. I'm sure there's someone pretending to know.
The bow tie vet guy. Let's check it out.
That sounds so worth watching.
Like, hey man, Dave's not here. All right. Hey everyone, it's Dr. Mike, the bow tie vet guy. Today I'm going to answer all your questions about marijuana in dogs.
We stumbled onto something wonderful. This is crazy.
What's happening here is a dog got into someone's stash and ate it. And these dogs, they look like they're stuporous, so they look a little bit drunk. They're ataxic or uncoordinated. They might
be super chill.
Eat Cheetos. They might change their major.
This guy is either so
They might just have a great
or
vibe.
an absolute.
We don't have any legal requirements to turn people in for this. And in a lot of states, it's legal anyway. So it's not a big deal, just tell us. Probably the most important reason to tell us, at the very beginning, when they're very sort of ataxic and look a little drunk, that can actually look like ethylene glycol toxicity. Ethylene glycol toxicity is extremely deadly to dogs, so we want to know which thing we're dealing with right away. One of the interesting things about marijuana is that it is stored in fat. So for some dogs, the effects can last
one of
a
the
day
interesting things
or
about
12 hours, and some dogs it'll last up to 72 hours, so it can be a really long time. I don't think cats are as big of a problem because not a lot of people are giving it to cats. It's hard enough to get drugs that are made for cats and flavored for cats into them. They don't go and scavenge the stash like dogs do. Dogs will eat anything. They'll eat dirty socks. So we don't see toxicity in cats really at all. If you know that your dog eats
He's
some
speaking
marijuana,
as like we.
definitely
like he
bring
knows
it
for the
vet. We
entire
can
vet
assess it
community.
and find
Does
out
he
if we
know?
think
Has
it's
he seen
been
the
too
reports?
much, if the dog's
Or does he just know
acting
his
weird,
office?
and we can get the right
You know what I'm
treatment
saying?
started
He probably
right
goes to
away.
like
The
conventions.
second part of
Fuck
this
the conventions,
question that I
man.
get all the time is there are a lot of states now that have medical marijuana use. And there are even dog treats out there now that are medical marijuana. Now there's two parts to the marijuana. There's the THC part, which is the psychoactive, get in your head part and makes you have the high. And then there's the CBD part, which has some of those effects such as decreasing vomiting, making you a little less anxious, maybe even helping with arthritis. Now, dogs
Yeah, I
are
love
really
that.
sensitive to
That's
the
awesome. I'd love to see
THC
more
part,
of that.
less
I have
so
that
to the
tie
CBD part.
as
The
a tie,
THC
not a
part
bow
is the
tie.
part that's going
Like
to cause
that
all that
exact
toxicity.
print.
Two things that I really
really
worry about with
embarrassing
this.
for
when
Number
I
one,
was
as a
born.
veterinarian, I don't think there's any way I can legally prescribe
That's crazy, man. I really do.
or recommend it. None of the state laws out there are covering veterinarians. They're all for humans. And the second part of that, and this is probably the more important part to me, is that there really aren't any good studies on CBD in dogs. We don't know how well it's absorbed. We don't know how it interacts with other drugs. We don't know how long it takes to take effect. When I have a lot of I don't knows, it's not something I want to recommend a lot of. Why are there no studies? It's because it's really expensive to do studies and there's nobody to fund these studies. Then you have all of the legal problems. As far as the federal government is concerned, it's still a Schedule I drug. There is no medical use for it. Veterinarians could lose their licenses. I know there's a lot of
is
questions
crazy,
out there still.
actually.
I have a lot of questions and maybe we'll have more answers for you as time goes on. Thanks for watching.
I gotta be honest, I love this video, and he gave us the honest truth. He was like, I don't know.
Yeah, I really
The bow tie vet guy might get the sub button, bro.
about to give you that sub.
Stoner tips, getting your pets high. I don't know. This is wild.
Yeah, this is not.
I don't think this is what we're looking for.
No. Yeah, I forgot that. We're kind of done looking for stuff, really.
But watching the High Animals compilation
Oh my fucking
would just really
God!
put a bow tie
It
on
would
something
really put
for the bow tie
a
guy.
pink flamingo on a blue background, bow tie on it.
Yeah.
Shit, that was hard to say.
Yeah, just a navy bow tie with flamingos on it.
Don't try this at home. Only at the office.
Wow, man, this is harsh. No music or anything?
I might have turned it down.
No way.
No, I didn't.
No, it's just silent. Dude,
Check that fucking kitty out, man.
that cat is having the best time of its life.
Holy shit, that cat is not on weed, it's on acid.
Holy shit. Like, what does it think it's doing?
Oh, it's just feeling itself, man. It's just,
Watch his face.
Oh, don't do it to him. Don't you do that to him. That one feels a little fucked up. Does it not? I don't know.
That's not right. The deer, they're out there being chased by cougars and stuff, and here's your deer
Who's talking?
laying on your bed. He's just eating a big bud, and he's
That's how I
sitting there,
feel about these
and as
animals.
he's
I'm like,
chewing that,
oh,
he's just
shit.
getting sleepy.
these things are like
Sleepy.
about to
His
die.
eyes are
In the
just-
wild, they'll just
he's
get
getting ready to
eaten
go
by
out. And I watch
monsters.
him, and
Look at this
between
cutie
his-
deer. That's
His motion of chewing his cud and the peacefulness in his eyes. Just,
Damn, Carl, bro, stop chiefing. This nigga smoked the whole bro.
Dude,
Damn,
wow.
bro, I got a weed, nigga. Damn, nigga slump, bro. Can you blink? You good, bro? You straight?
shit.
Hey, bro, you good? You good, bro?
Whoa.
will that get you high?
Outer space needing 7-gram rocks.
Oh my.
Oh, let's not drown.
Having a good time.
Oh, my.
Again.
Monster bigger than you, Juno?
I don't want
Are
to
you drowning?
bury myself in his chest.
Great job.
That's so fun.
Just
Good girl.
This dog
Did you
rules,
find
man.
Dog is
out
about
who
to
the
piss
girl was?
everywhere,
This dog
dude.
fucking
That
rules.
dog is about to piss everywhere.
And this is why you don't eat your uncle's cookies.
This is why you don't eat your uncle's
How you doing?
cookies.
She can't even walk.
Dude.
A little skittish, huh? What's up?
You know what we need to watch?
That's what you get for eating the cookies.
Dude, that dog is like, am I floating? That dog is literally. Oh!
I've been on that trip.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Like, but what is he thinking?
Barely.
He is waving into presence and out of presence.
Yeah, dude, he's literally phasing.
Yeah, he's walking away from the keyboard.
Yeah, yes. And where is that?
Where did he go?
Oh my god.
Fucking, are you serious, man? Look at her. Oh my god.
The fact that these dogs are this high and
So
they didn't
Harley
die makes me feel so much
accidentally
better.
ate weed brownies, and
Oh,
I
that
had to
is a
take her to
cute
the ER
boxer, man.
to get it all thrown up, and she's definitely still high though, and she's acting kind of crazy.
Oh, she's so cute.
So she's kind of tripping out. Poor baby.
Shut the fuck up, though.
What? Where's your toy?
That is a scary dog right now.
You're gonna be mental.
This girl's pretty mental right now. Hey, she's so high. Hey.
Dude, he probably thinks they're like shadow people.
Holy crap.
Like literally like the
Holy crap.
Nazgul. Like he's like this. You know what it is? It's when you put on the ring in Lord of the Rings. That's what these dogs are
Yeah, we're
experiencing.
driving
like,
Phoenix next.
and Sauron is just in the background like, I see you.
That's so fucking funny.
That was a crazy video. That was crazy.
That was fun as fuck.
Yeah, wow.
I almost pressed your computer, and that would have been bad. You know what we have to watch real quick? Shut the fuck up in here and fucking shit.
It wasn't this shit.
Where?
Have community.
Have a community dick like mines?
Having a community dick like mine's? That's how you
That
get around.
motherfucker's getting around in the neighborhood.
What the fuck, man? I can't believe that isn't like.
How do I search it? Joe Rogan on Kill Tony.
Yeah, it was a
Joe
year ago.
Rogan Kill Tony.
I remember which one it was. I think it was The
This one?
Return.
This one.
Yes, it was this one.
Fucking hell yes.
Oh my god, this is the funniest shit I've ever seen.
I can't believe we get to watch it. I can't believe we're so lucky that we get to watch this again right now.
Kill Tony
I
has
feel
really
so blessed to
brought
watch this.
so much joy into my
Oh,
life.
I don't think it is this one.
Yeah, it is. It's at the very end. Yeah, it's this one
we
for
are
sure.
we are so lucky right now. This is a really lucky moment.
Kill Tony just brings all the people in the world that I have to go search for to get content and like remember that those people exist and they show up on this stage. You know what I'm saying? Like the kids in high school that you remember like running into and just being like, this fucking guy. And then you run into that same type later in life and you're like, you motherfucker. And then you don't see him. They show up here. Like this is like, if you're choosing avatars, like if we played Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3 and we looked through all the avatars, I'd be like, I remember that character. That's what this show does for me. You know what I'm saying?
Oh
When you play an old video game, there's a different avatar you choose. That's how I feel here. Oh my God, we got it.
I can't wait one more second to
Run
watch
it.
this.
Dude, this is the night the band was insane.
Hell yeah. Come on, make some noise for Agabar, everybody.
Shut the hell up in this motherfucker and shit. Guys and ladies, I like sweaty sex. I do. During a heated conversation.
During?
A nigga don't sex harass. Tony, I harass sexes. Shut the fuck up. Punchline's over, y'all a little bit slow and shit. Tony and Joe Rogan having a community dick like mine's. That motherfucker gets around in the neighborhood. If my dick wasn't strapped to myself, I'd be doing like callbacks. Look, put your motherfucking mama on the phone. Bitch, is my dick there? Pull the motherfucker out of your ass and put it in a Ziploc bag. I'm coming. I want my dick. Papa was a Rolling Stone.
Oh my fucking God, dude.
Wherever the nigga laid his hat was his home, so the nigga was homeless.
Oh my God.
Agabar, everybody. Lots of energy.
Dude, first of all,
Lots of energy.
what's so amazing about this guy is he says his jokes as if they are rehearsed, but that is complete and utter gibberish. But he's saying it so confidently with the cadences of someone who knows what the fuck they're saying that your brain can't comprehend what's happening. Because your brain is recognizing the pattern of someone speaking confidently in a like jokey way, but everything makes no fucking sense. God, it's so fun to listen to. It's like
It is so fun to
it's a
listen to.
new
It
human
is
experience.
So fun.
Yeah, it's a
I feel like I'm on drugs when I listen to him. It's insane.
dude. I feel like I'm just like my brain is constantly like stopping and trying to put all that together. God, shut up in this motherfucker and shit.
Just so lucky.
Hell yeah. Come on, make some noise for Agabar, everybody.
Shut the hell up in this motherfucker and shit. Guys and ladies, I like sweaty sex. I do. During a heated conversation. A nigga don't sex harass. Tony, I harass sexes. Shut the fuck up. Punchline's over, y'all a little bit slow and shit. Tony and Joe Rogan having a community dick like mine's. Oh my God, dude. That motherfucker gets around in the neighborhood. If my dick wasn't strapped to myself, I'd be doing like callbacks. Look, put your motherfucking mama on the phone.
Dude, if my
Bitch, is my dick there?
He's getting so many jokes
Pull the
in
motherfucker
here.
out of your ass and put it in a Ziploc bag. I'm coming. I want my dick. Papa was a Rolling Stone.
Yeah, he's told a million jokes.
Right? Wherever the nigga laid his hat was his home, so the nigga was homeless.
Dude, with more confidence and zest and like
I almost feel
cadence than like anyone else, man.
But I almost feel like he does do comedy, and he just like got so deep in his head, he just started, you know? Like when you're playing music and you're like drift off and you suddenly have played a bar of like garbage.
So expectant of the crowd to know what he's saying. He's so like, shut the fuck up. You missed the punchline. Like you are expecting the crowd to know what you're talking about.
Exactly. And the way he like looks at Joe Rogan, he's like, Joe Rogan.
He's like giving so much, like there's so much like confidence in what he's saying.
And personality. Like he's personable.
God, I
the
love
way
him to
the way
death,
he laughs at the end of every joke and
And
like
his swag. He's even got a smirk right now. Look at his fucking smile,
know,
dude.
he's happy.
Does he know he just nailed it? Look at Tony. He's like, it's insane.
I feel like he actually is a comedian. Because even his last joke, Papa was a Rolling Stone, which is so like the joke before it just doesn't hit at all, and he's just like he like takes
it's a beat change.
He just controls himself for a second. He's like, Papa was a Rolling Stone. I'm like, holy shit. He knows where he's going, but it's like when he was going there, he just like kept turning the wheel over. Like, I don't know what the fuck's happening because my brain can't put it together. It is the funniest thing I've ever seen.
It is so funny. I just, for one quick moment, need to hear what he says just off the mic here in the interview. 'Cause I can't quite remember.
Lots of energy.
Does he get normal here?
You have the comedy stylings of a 100-year-old black man. Seem about half that age, maybe even less. His goatee is in like pigtails or something like that.
I don't know.
You been twisting that thing? Is that your style, Agabar?
That's my style. I want to be, I'm different,
All right.
Yeah.
It's fitting that you dress like a stop sign tonight. That's what
He
I was
really
thinking
does.
almost your entire act. I was thinking, stop.
Joe Rogan
But
seems so
You look
funny
like
during
you
this whole
was
set, man.
skiing and you relapsed because you thought the snow was blow.
Oh,
Wow. All right.
you look like you
I
was
love
skiing
the
was
setup
funny.
to that joke, actually.
Yeah.
So
It was. But yeah. No, I don't do drugs.
That's fucking enough.
Am I just a recording tape?
God.
Did I think that was my own original thought?
Who fucking knows, man. Jesus, that was just really lucky.
Man, we really stumbled upon that on such a good night.
Dude, it was so perfect.
Speaking of that night,
What
Big J.
a
Okerson.
fucking night.
Wow, man.
Oh.
Big J. Okerson is really something
Big
special.
fucking J, dude.
Dude, I'm a big fan. Smitherton.
Big J. Okerson, best moment.
Whoa.
Fuck the shit in
We
hell.
gotta watch. We
What
gotta see
is...
what it is. You know how it works.
That is the rule. Is that a comedian?
Her face doesn't
Who
look
is
that good.
Is that a person that we know?
No, it looked like Chelsea Handler, huh?
Yeah, that's exactly who it
But I
looked
wasn't her. Skip this ad.
like. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. I thought it was Chelsea Handler.
She wanted
What
a
are we
little
watching?
girl
Oh,
to
yeah.
treat like a little princess, to dress up. I think she wanted somebody that she could raise as her own and maybe get back what she didn't have.
She had this trunk at the edge of her bed, and she would pull it out, and everything was for a baby girl. She wanted a baby girl. Something she longed for, something she wanted.
And Danny Lynn came, and that was her dream.
Whoa.
I was so happy for her. I was just so happy for her.
But only 5 months later,
Is that you on the
Anna
keys?
Nicole was
She
dead.
is so
She
pretty.
left behind a man who loved her and a daughter she never got to see grow up.
I have
Michelle
a daughter
Obama?
who doesn't have a mom, and I have to paint a picture for Danny Lynn of who her mom was. I do it for Danny Lynn.
Miley Cyrus? Well, that's enough, right? You need a little
Yeah.
more.
We are headed to a little town called Mahia.
Yeah,
Texas.
absolutely enough.
Yeah,
But,
what the fuck?
man, what a special, sad, whatever that was.
Yeah, what the fuck? What were we looking up? Big J.
I mean, it's actually almost too bad we didn't actually stumble on this one.
Oh my fucking hell.
It's just, I mean, for just one, if you wouldn't mind.
Wow.
Doesn't that
Oh,
make you
man,
feel good,
my
though?
Fucking, I feel like it just got punched in the face with acid, dude. Like psilocybin walked in the room and just kicked me in the nose.
Dude, oh my God, is that a trip?
This is, Woo! My fucking head hurts.
The creators, producers, that is insane to me. I'm transported to my childhood.
I know, man. Isn't that? We lived through this. Those things on the bottom.
Yes, I loved looking at them. Look at those graphics. Wait a second.
This woman could either be 95 or 18.
No, she's not 18. This woman has an interesting topography.
Whoa, she's wearing a dress. Well, she's not wearing a dress. What the fuck? Wardrobe changes? Dude, she's got the body of a like claymation like fawn.
Oh.
Like a centaur. What the fuck, dude?
Trash exercise.
She looks crazy.
With hands.
She has so many angles.
It's so funny. Oh.
She looks like she's fucking a unit, though. She looks like she could fucking kick you right in the fucking chest. God damn.
She does almost look like a lady.
As you go away from your body,
She is quite frightening.
She is truly a nightmare when you get up close.
Holy shit.
Wow.
Holy fucking shit.
The classical
I mean, this is like a
dancer's
don't
body
look
is
under the bed
epitome of
situation.
Graceful flexibility. So that's the style within which I crafted this system of exercise. It's slow, continuous stretching that flows out from the inside to create a healthy, proportionate body with taut muscles rather than bulging muscles.
Honestly, I'm into her. I'm quite attracted to her.
I can't wait to finish that later.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously we can't.
Yeah, no, I'm very attracted to that lady.
And you know what's interesting is we can't remember what the thing we were searching for was.
Big J. Okerson.
Wow, you're so amazing.
Yeah, no, I love that lady.
Big J. Okerson, best moment. I really want to see.
We only want one.
I know, because you can't do too long, right? That's the thing.
Right.
And these are all pretty.
Motherfucker's got blue eyes. It's pretty wild.
Yeah.
You never would expect that.
Okay. Well, one of them was kind of shorter over here, and if we need cut out early, just gotta see vibe. This is a different look.
Yeah.
He was looking. Man, he has some looks 2 years ago. So that's interesting.
It's usually the glove. It's always kind of the same.
8
type of
years
thing.
ago.
But yeah, he used to have long hair.
Man, he does look like he's
No
aging.
girl will ever admit it, will they? Any woman here shit their pants as an adult? What are the odds that's true? That no one has. Who has? You pointed out to somebody? No, I did not. Yeah, you did. Come on, stool pigeon. Don't fucking bail on me now. Who? Point her out. No, you didn't. You shit your pants? I own it. Well, it doesn't feel like you're owning it.
Dude, his eyes are crazy.
What happened? You know you're not.
I love him,
You feel
dude.
judged by your friends now.
He's just so good at talking to people.
I have no idea what you just said. It's a bit early to be that drunk, yeah? These girls are fucking hammered. It's Sunday, whatever. You gotta work tomorrow? No. No? What do you do?
Bartender.
That explains a lot. So you guys, this is your night to party. Fuck yeah. Just all girls night? What about the dudes? No dudes?
Who needs them?
Your vaginas? We're gonna fucking bash all your holes together and make some kind of a fucking vacuum? Just hardwood floors full of cooch juice and lint? From a drunken split session? Why don't you invite a few more girls? Let's invite more of the absence of space. Let's get 15 holes together. That was a good answer, right? I'm pretty quick.